We've got another guest here, the head of global sports sponsorship, no less, for TCS, Michelle Taylor. Michelle, welcome to our studio. Welcome to the race. Are you enjoying what you're seeing so far?
It's been such an incredible day. Mumbai always delivers, right? And it's been so fun to take in the energy of the city and the runners. It's contagious.
You were a track and field athlete in your younger days, as were we a long, long time ago. It must be incredibly fulfilling seeing this. All these dreams that you're helping create, the memorable experiences, the lifelong impact across communities. You know, it affects individuals, it affects huge communities as well.
It does, and I always say to myself, as a lifelong runner, I have the best job in the world, right? TCS sponsors over 13 different endurance running events throughout the world. TCS London Marathon, TCS New York City Marathon, obviously TATA Mumbai Marathon we're seeing here today. And to be part of it and to bring people together through the sport is so incredible. Running transforms lives. We see that every day. People just, through their training, the mental health and the wellness, the physical transformation is like no other.
That's your connection with the masses, but do you enjoy elite racing as well? I mean, look, we're looking at the elite men here who are producing perhaps the greatest ever performance, great competition already here on the streets of Mumbai. Do you follow the elite end of the sport?
Of course, of course. We've got great relationships with the elites, and we love seeing how we can merge technology and the sport. In this past year, we actually worked with pro runner Des Linden, and we created a digital twin of her heart. It was amazing, and what's even more impactful about that is the lessons that we learned not only can improve her training and performance, but also can impact the general public and help us live longer and healthier lives.
Des is a great lady, isn't she? She's kind of the female version of Meb, I guess,
Absolutely.
in the USA.
Absolutely, she's certainly a rock star.
Now, we were watching the elite men's race there as developing nicely, and of course we'll stick with that elite race and keep bringing you the splits as best we can. There we see the elite women. They have an even bigger pack in this latter stages. Look, 1 hour 26 minutes on the clock. They've got about, what, Rich, come and help me here, about nearly an hour of
just
racing
under an hour, yeah,
yet to come. So don't worry, folks, we will stick with the very best of the action here. Does it give you a warm feeling seeing TCS on the bibs of these runners? I mean, it's kind of, you know, you're almost in touch with them.
For sure, for sure. We've got over 600,000 employees, and it's such a source of pride.
Over
yes.
500,000 employees?
Over 500,000 employees, and so many of them, because through these initiatives, have taken on health and wellness as a way of life, and really started being encouraged to run themselves. We had thousands of employees out today running. So it's part of who we are and what we believe in.
Sport and technology is quite a weird blend. How have you seen that develop over the years? It must have been quite a journey for you. It's
been phenomenal, right? When we first started, there was a lot of questions of why would TCS take on sponsorship in endurance running? And just like every industry across the world, technology's made a huge impact. It's in fact endemic to every single industry. And that's no different in sport now these days as well. So I mentioned the digital twin. The app that we've created has been a game changer for the sport, allowing spectators and runners to connect to what they're seeing on race day, right?
Absolutely. Rich, we're seeing 2 athletes now. We're down to 2 in the Indian men's race.
Yes, Gopi T and Shrinu B having a really tough battle, and just under 1.5 hours of racing. There's the Kenyan pacemaker Alex Kibarus, but it's just 2 Indian men now battling it out. Gopi T, the first Indian finisher here last year in Mumbai, but he's got a very tough race on his hands. Shrinu B right alongside him with about 10 kilometres to run.
Well, there's quite a bit of shade on this part of the course, thankfully, for the athletes, because the temperature is climbing out there. I can't help noticing, Michelle, that you're wearing a sort of like a heat coat, or is that maybe that's something that's cooling? I bet Nirma could do it here, because she's leading the Indian women's race. She's got a pacemaker, but she's moving really well.
She is moving well, and I mean, I think she'll be very thankful she's got that pacemaker there, because she's been out on her own without any competition from any of the other Indian female athletes for quite a long time. But Alex, I think that's it's the Ugandan Bernard Cheptoch, who's been her pacemaker for all of the distance, but she's well clear in the Indian women's race.
Michelle, are you a runner? Are you what's your participation these days?
I'm a runner, full-on runner for life. Since childhood through now.
5K, 10K?
Marathons, all of it. I traditionally run the half. This is my year to take off, but I love it. It's hard actually to be here and not be running.
I was going to say, don't tell me they wouldn't give you a bit.
No, I just wanted to soak in the energy, and today I'm cheering on all the runners, which is great.
Absolutely. Here we are in the sharp end of the men's international elite race, and still is that the reigning champion Lemmy Berhanu, the tall figure in the black there, Rich, back in about third place, looking very smooth indeed. He's been a constant presence.
Yep, 6 athletes behind the pacemaker. That pacemaker is doing a great job leading them as they approach the 30-kilometre point. So in the white vest there, Haymanot Allo from Ethiopia, and alongside him, as you stated, the defending champion, the tall figure of Lemmy Berhanu. Kinde Atanau, the fastest athlete in the field from his win in Valencia 4 years ago, he's still in that group. So still locked together as they approach the 30-kilometre point.
Well, then you can tell they're being stretched when they reduce almost to single file. It's always an indicator, not running side by side quite so much. Pacemate doing a fabulous job here. I mean, what have we got on the clock? 1 hour 30 on the clock now. An hour and a half of hard running so far. About 37 minutes of running to come. They are on schedule for a course record. And Rich, we could see more than one person go inside course record. I mean, we don't want to be greedy, but actually this is brilliant that they're running so hard, so fast here in Mumbai, and we've still got 6 guys there.
You're right. I mean, they were saying predicted course time at this pace is 2 hours, 7 minutes and 10 seconds. So that would be more than 20 seconds under the winning time that Berhanu achieved last year. And that pacemaker, Dominic Ngenu, very strong athlete himself, finished third in the Eindhoven Marathon. And I just wonder now whether that pacemaker is going to stay in the race. I mean, it's not, there they are through the 30-kilometre point. Now, it would be usual for us to see the pacemaker dropping out at this point. But the Kenyan pacemaker right at the front in the red vest, he's still in the race. So whether he's going to continue, there he is. He has dropped out.
He heard you, Rich. Well, I got them at 30k at about 1:30.57, so they are still really shifting. There we go, 1:31.04. Well, that's the official split. And Haymanot Alou is there as well. He was certainly one of the names that came up when we were talking about likely favourites with the coaches before the race last night. And Kinde Atanor as well. We knew he'd be a danger too. So it's anybody's race. But is this a big surge now from Lemmy, the defending champion, the reigning champion? He is asking questions to the others now. And as they hit 30k, it was almost like somebody pressed a button and bang, he's gone. Look at this acceleration, dramatic acceleration. That pack was looking really comfortable, Rich, for the middle stages of the race. And now he's ripped it apart.
Very significant. The pacemaker drops out, Lemmy Berhanu goes to the front, and the only one who goes with him is Haymanot Allo. So the two of them are clear. The other significant thing is that they're now heading south, back towards the finish. So there's a very strong sense of heading back to the finish, coming away from Mahim and back towards the Haji Ali Temple.
Well, the racing is sorting itself out here. Single file I talked about a couple of minutes ago. Now it's just down to 2, and one behind the other. And Lemmy Berhanu, the reigning champion, is calling the shots. Well, welcome back to our studio. We're still with Michelle Taylor here. Michelle from TCS. When you're watching racing coming together like this, and the day looks like it's building wonderfully at the elite end, never mind about the 59,000 participants today, you must be excited about the TCS World 10K in Kolkata that's coming up in late April. That's another thing for you to anticipate. And have you got plans afoot for that?
We're already working on the tech for that in terms of the app. And it's such a great way of bringing people together to the world. So while that event is happening in Bangalore, anyone around the world through the app can feel part of it. Just like the app today can feel part of it by tracking their runner, knowing when they're finishing, when they're crossing those key milestones. So it's a great way of creating more inclusiveness and bringing people into the spirit of the race and making them feel part of it.
It's wonderful too that it involves the runner, and then they can have their family and friends following them. So you're suddenly expanding it tenfold, maybe.
Exactly, exactly. And it speaks to the sport and the growing nature of it and the inclusiveness of it, right? The app too, also through the virtual feature. And here in Mumbai, there's 3,000 runners around the world participating virtually. So it takes an event, not just local, but it makes it a global event.
Michelle, thank you very much for being with us and for what TCS have done and Tata have done for these events. It's great to see. Long may it continue. The sport is booming in India, and I keep saying it, I think we've only scratched the surface here in India. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you.